This presentation, The Mechanics of the Divided Mind, offers a visual guide to correcting fear, inspired by Chapter 2, Section 9 of A Course in Miracles. We will examine how fear is generated, why it persists, and how aligning the mind can systematically dissolve it. We begin with the illusion that fear is involuntary. We typically assume fear is caused by external events that happen to us. This framework treats us as victims of circumstance. The Course challenges this, arguing that seeing fear as externally imposed is a fundamental misdiagnosis. Here, we isolate the true engine of fear, the mind itself. The statement, "Only your mind can produce fear," reframes fear as a self-generated artifact of consciousness, not an environmental condition. This shift restores agency and opens the possibility of deliberate correction. This diagram maps internal conflict. One circle represents what you will, the other, what you do. Fear arises in the red friction zone where willing and doing diverge. In this model, fear is not mysterious emotion, but the mechanical byproduct of a divided mind. Fear is presented as a symptom of psychological strain. When our actions contradict our true will, we feel torn, as if the world is attacking us. In reality, we are experiencing the inner friction of misalignment. The strain itself is experienced subjectively as fear. Many attempt to cure fear through better behavior, working harder, optimizing routines, or controlling circumstances. This slide shows why that fails. Adjusting doing treats only symptoms. Unless the underlying intention is corrected, the engine of fear remains intact. True correction requires higher willing. Relief comes from realigning the mind's intention so that it no longer fights itself. When our will is elevated and unified, the conflict that produced fear is overridden at its root, rather than managed at the surface. The operational matrix of the aligned mind distinguishes trivial from essential. In the trivial, guidance quietly manages what does not matter. In the essential, guidance consciously directs what does. Both modes depend on our willingness, highlighting choice as the key lever. Here, we address the myth of overwhelming demands. The balance illustrates that capacity is not set by external pressures, but by our undivided will. The teaching is that no authentic demand exceeds what we are truly willing to give. Willingness defines strength to act. The strength equation states, undivided will equals unstrained action. When the mind ceases internal conflict, all of its energy becomes available for purposeful work. Capacity is redefined as the absence of inner resistance, rather than the presence of external support. This blueprint contrasts two experiential states. In fear, the mind is conflicted, behavior-focused, and trapped in the illusion of involuntary strain. In peace, the mind is undivided, guided by higher willing and conscious choice, resulting in boundless, sustainable strength. The unified equation of the will summarizes the model. Fear is not an external predator, but the mind opposing itself. When the will becomes singular, the engine of fear is dismantled. Without internal discordance, strain disappears and action flows in a clear, directed line. We conclude with this principle from A Course in Miracles. There is no strain in doing God's will when it is also our own. When personal intention and higher purpose converge, effort becomes natural, fear subsides, and work is carried by an inner sense of shared will.